Hey guys, it's Day 3 Theory. I basically wanted to put out a story of something that I've gone through for quite a while now. So this all started my sophomore year. It's about a pilonidal cyst, which is basically an ingrown hair that grows near your tailbone, um, or an ingrown hair that just occurs near your tailbone, and it gets infected and it creates a cyst. So it all started my sophomore year, and I've been graduated for almost 2 years now. Graduated in 2015. Um, I've always had back problems and tailbone issues ever since I was younger. It's always been that way. So I remember one day I was in excruciating pain, and I've never I've had pain in my tailbone before, but it's never been like that. I didn't fall or anything. So one day I didn't go to school because of how much pain I was in, and I ended up going to the doctors. And they told me that I had a pilonidal cyst and that I would need surgery the next day. Now I was freaking out because I've never had any kind of surgery or anything. I've never been put under, and I started freaking out, and overnight it grew. Like, they gave me some antibiotics. I'm assuming that helped get some of the fluid to, like, collect or something. I don't know. And the cyst grew pretty big. I remember that night very clearly because of how much pain I was in. I've never been in that much pain before, and all the stuff that I've been through with this, I would not wish this upon anyone. Now, I just want to stop there and say the reason I'm making this video is because I've had my 5th surgery today for the same thing. So it's something that's reoccurring. I found out through all the years that I've been going through this, and I say years, I have met quite a few people that have gone through the same situation. I don't think I've met anyone who's had as many surgeries as me, not that I can remember. But I know it's recurring and it's more common than I thought. I heard it's more common in, like, middle-aged men, I think it was. But it's obviously still possible for women to get it too. And I was pretty young when it first started. I was 15 years old. So I remember going into the hospital. It ended up being an emergency surgery because of how bad it was. So everybody's rushing and they're trying to get me in to have surgery and everything. There wasn't a time for my surgery. They're just trying to get me in as soon as possible. So I have really bad veins, so they had to poke me multiple times. I think they had to poke me like 5 times. Um, so, I go under, and, surgery was fine. I remember I had to stay at the hospital because I've never been on anesthesia and they wanted to keep an eye on me, and especially because how big the opening was. I can't exactly remember exactly how big it was, but I remember it being pretty big. I was too scared to look at it myself. I didn't really look at it till it was healing and it was a lot smaller. I give a huge kudos to my mom because she's helped me through all of my surgeries. She's done all the packing because it has to heal. It has to remain open and heal from the inside out. And she's done all the packing, and she's helped me with all the doctor visits. She's done all the changing, all the cleaning, and everything. I give her huge props, and I love her so much because I wouldn't be able to do this without her. Because I know my dad definitely wouldn't do it. So yeah, found out that it was so big because it was a lemon-sized cyst. Like, it just baffles my mind that something that huge that's not supposed to be in your body was removed from me, now being an open wound. I just remember them telling me it was huge, and it scared my mom. I thought she was going to faint in the next morning when they took the gauze out from surgery. So yeah, it took quite a long time to heal because it was so big. I think it took about 9 months to heal, if not longer. So, like, almost a full year for it to heal. And I remember it healing. I was so relieved I was finally done. but then it reopened. Now that's the reason I've had all of these surgeries, is because it's reopened. Like, I would be healed for a while. I think I was actually healed for about a year, and then it started acting up again. So it was like my senior year. It was my junior year, actually. It was my junior year in the summertime, because I remember I was doing my senior project in the summertime before my senior year. I was so devastated. I found out I had to have yet another surgery done. Well, my last 3 surgeries have been closer together. Actually, my last 4. Like I said, the first one, I was healed for like a year, so I thought I was done with it, but I've heard of reoccurrences of it. I was so upset that I had to go through it again, but I went through it. I've gone through all of these surgeries, and I basically wanted to make this story to share my story, put it out there for anyone who sees this, who's gone through the same situation, or is even just curious about it. Because I remember I did my research when I first heard about it, and I'm like, who do I go to? I've never heard of anyone who's had this before. And throughout my years, I've heard more people who've gone through it. I don't think I've heard someone who's having many surgeries as I have. I mean, there might even be someone out there who's had like 10 surgeries. That just baffles my mind that someone would have that many surgeries. Like 5 surgeries, I think, is already crazy enough, having more than just one on the same thing. And now basically what happened was, it's an open wound that has to remain open, that has to heal from the inside out, because they took something out from you. Even when these other surgeries, they haven't had to take like any cysts out. I think one of them they found like smaller cysts, they removed those. But all these other ones, they pretty much, cut me open, drain the fluid and everything, and then stuff it with gauze, because it's got to heal from the inside out again. And now, what's happened is it heals too quickly, and skin grows over the top of it, making a bowl type thing, so it would fill with fluid and then it would explode again. Recently, my newest one acted up when I was healed. I had my surgery July 7th of last year. It finally healed up. It was the day before Thanksgiving, because I remember going there and telling everyone to have a good Thanksgiving and everything. I was really happy because I could be with family and finally be healed. Then it was around Christmas time. It was actually, I remember it was the 16th of December, because I was visiting my boyfriend at the time. It actually opened before then, but it didn't start acting up until the 16th, because I had to go to the ER. I ended up being in the ER for like 6 hours and had another procedure done. Now, I've had multiple procedures for each surgery. For each surgery, I think I've had at least one procedure, except for my last one, which is basically where it starts healing up, and I guess it's healing up too quickly. Something happened. It ends up tracking or doing something like that, so they have to reopen it in like a ER type room or whatever, an office, whatever you want to call it. And they just numb me up with they give me like 3 shots of, I think it's Novocaine, and just slice me right up and clean it out and stuff it. So I had that done, but I liked how their hospital did it, because they actually gave me an IV and pain meds and stuff. But yeah, it happened. I remember the date because it was on my boyfriend's birthday, and I felt horrible because he had to miss a concert he was looking forward to on his own birthday. I felt so horrible for it. And I know it doesn't bother him or anything. He was just happy I was okay and I was, getting it taken care of. And I give him another huge kudos to my boyfriend. He actually proposed to me, and so now he's my fiance. And I love him so much, and I don't know where I'd be without my mom or my fiance, because they've helped me so much. I've gone through it so many times. I've been so depressed, and I actually ended up in the hospital because I ended up becoming so depressed. But I don't think I was dealing with it at the time. That was just other stuff. But I've been really depressed because of it, and without them, I don't know where I'd be. Um, but yeah, I thought I'd show you guys. This is my bracelet from today. I haven't taken it off or anything. Um, Sometimes I just forget to take it off, or just whatever. Um, so yeah, but the good thing is, this is my 5th surgery. I've noticed with every surgery I've had that it's gotten smaller, it's gotten lower, hasn't been as big, hasn't been as deep. And my doctor called me, or not called me, called my mom when I was sleeping, and she told me that the surgery went really well. There was little tracking. There was barely anything, so they just had to open it up. There was a bump there where there was fluid. Obviously, had to cut around that, open that up, clear that out, and didn't have to go as big as they thought they were gonna go, which made him really happy. He said it looks really good. That hopefully it should heal up really nice, and this should be my last surgery. I'm really hoping. I'm trying to stay more positive that this will be my last surgery. So yeah, once again, I just wanted to share because I didn't know where to go. Of course, I know a lot of people look up videos. Like I looked up videos on surgeries, what would happen and everything. So hopefully people will come upon this video and listen to my story. I know it's my story. Leave a comment. Let me know if you've gone through the same situation, or if you've known a friend or a family member who's gone through the same thing, or even if you've had more surgeries than me. Just it's crazy. So yeah, thanks for watching and listening to my story. I really appreciate it, and I hope everyone has a great day.